It is Thursday morning in 2037. A small factory receives a new order, not for 1 million identical products, but for 500 customized parts. Different sizes, different materials, different deadlines. A few years ago, this will have created chaos. Someone will need to redesign the production plan, check the machines, order materials, adjust the schedule, test the first batch. But now the factory's AI does most of that in the background. It checks inventory, it simulates the production run, it adjusts the machines, it predicts defects before they happen. And by the afternoon, the first customized parts are already being made. The strange part is not that the factory is automated. The strange part is that the factory can adapt and really easily adapt. And this is where the economy starts to change. Because this story is not just about manufacturing. Manufacturing is a field by itself. It is about what happens when AI makes production intelligence cheap. So the first question is this: what changes when production intelligence becomes cheap? Today, manufacturing is already highly automated in many places. Factories use machines, robots, sensors, planning systems, quality control systems, supply chain system, but there is still a major limitation. Factories are good at repetition. They are good at making the same thing again and again at scale with efficiency, but they are much less flexible when things change. A new product, a small batch, a custom design, a supply shortage, a machine problem, a sudden demand shift, a quality issue. All of this creates complexity, and complexity is expensive. Why? Because production is not only about making something, it is about coordinating many things at once. Material, machines that produces, the products, workers, energy, quality, maintenance, delivery, cost, safety, deadlines of production. If one part of the system changes, the whole factory may need to adjust. That is the old bottleneck. You see, manufacturing is powerful, highly powerful, but flexibility is expensive. But when AI becomes deeply integrated into factories, that starts to change. AI can analyze production data continuously. It can predict when a machine may fail. It can detect defects earlier. It can adjust schedules. It can simulate new designs. It can optimize energy use. It can help workers troubleshoot problems, even simply and easily. It can coordinate robots, machines, material, and people in real time. So the factory becomes less rigid and more kind of adaptive, more predictable, more intelligent. This does not mean factories become magic. Not at all. Physical production is still hard. Materials still matter. Machines still break. Quality still matters. Safety still matters. But AI makes the intelligence around production cheaper. And when production intelligence becomes cheaper, manufacturing becomes more flexible. That is the first economic shift. You see, factories move from fixed automation to adaptive automation. Now, the second question is this: what new opportunities appear? If AI makes manufacturing more adaptive, then the work does not disappear. It simply moves somewhere else. Before, a lot of manufacturing value came from scale. Who can produce more? Who can produce cheaper? Who can run the biggest basically factory? Who can make the same product at the lowest cost? But when AI improves flexibility, new opportunities appear around smaller batches, custom products, faster design cycles, local production, and more resilient factories. A company may be able to produce more personalized products, medical devices adjusted to one patient. Well, I'm exaggerating, but it could be the case. Furnitures adjusted to one apartment, industrial parts made for one machine, clothing produced closer to actual demand, replacement parts made when needed, basically, instead of stored for years as a inventory or as a somewhere warehouses. This creates new type of businesses. We may see AI factory operators, people who supervise intelligent production systems. We may see manufacturing workflow designers, people who redesign how human, robots, machines, and software work together. We may see digital twin specialists, That's people who build simulations of factories before changes happen in real world. We may see quality validation specialists, people who make sure AI generated production plans are safe, reliable, and compliant. We may see local micro factories, and that's it's interesting because that's actually I think that's gonna be the explosion of micro factories in the coming years. So it's kind of smaller manufacturing sites that produce customized goods closer to customers. And we may see more companies offering manufacturing as a service. Yeah, not software as a service, manufacturing as a service. Instead of owning a huge factory, a business may design a product, then use an AI coordinated production network to make it. This is important. AI does not only automate factory tasks, it changes what becomes possible to manufacture. Because when production becomes more flexible, companies can serve markets that were too small before. It could be niche products, local products, customized products, short run products, specialized industrial parts, things that were not worth producing under the old model may become worth producing under the new model, so to speak. So the opportunity is not only lower cost, it is bigger, it's much more than that. It's bigger variety, faster adaptation, less waste, and more customized production. Now, the third question is this: what does this mean for you and me? It means the product around us may become more personal, more available, and sometimes more, produced closer to where we live, so to speak. Instead of every product being designed for the average customer, more products may be adjusted to specific needs. Let's say your shoes, your furnitures, your I don't know, medical equipment, your tools, your replacement parts, the home devices, even industrial equipment used by businesses. Manufacturing may become less about mass production only and more about adaptive production. For ordinary people, this could mean faster repairs, more customized product production, less waiting for parts, less waste from overproduction, and more local options. But there's also a risk. If factories become more automated and intelligent, then workers need new skills. You see, the value of human labor may move away from repetition or repetitive tasks or repetitive manual tasks and over supervision, maintenance, problem solving, safety, quality, and process design. People may need to understand how to work with intelligent machines, not necessarily how to build the AI from scratch. I mean, that's kind of not the case, but how to operate around it, how to question it, how to check it, how to improve it, how to stop it when something is wrong. Because manufacturing is physical, you see, mistakes matter. A bad recommendation can damage equipment. A bad production plan can create defects. A bad quality check can create unsafe products. So trust becomes very important. Human oversight becomes very important also. Safety becomes very important as well. And expertise becomes very important. The future of manufacturing is not simply factories without people. That's a nice fantasy, but it's just not the case. It is factories where people do different work, less repetitive execution, more judgment, more coordination, more troubleshooting, more responsibility. So the conclusion is this: every general purpose technology changes the economy in a kind of a similar way. It makes certain capabilities cheaper. When those capabilities become cheaper, they become more abundant. When they become abundant, people start using them in new ways. That creates new demand. New demand creates new markets. And new markets create new services and products, which therefore, well, actually needed new businesses to kind of produce those services and products. And therefore, I mean, we need jobs, we need people to work with those businesses. Now, specifically in our case, in manufacturing, AI makes production intelligent. Cheap, the production becomes the production. I'm sorry, the production intelligence becomes cheaper. So factories become more adaptive. Quality control becomes more predictive. Maintenance becomes more proactive, and customization becomes more becomes easier, so to speak. So the new bottleneck is not only production. The new bottleneck is flexibility, integration, safety, quality, human oversight, materials, real world execution, and knowing what should actually be made. So AI native manufacturing will not simply replace factory workers. That's a nice fantasy, but it's just not the reality of how manufacturing works. It may change what factory work becomes. Less repetitive, more technical, more supervisory, more focused on system quality and adaptation. So the real question is not only will AI automate factories, the real question is what happens when factories can adapt almost as fast as demand changes, because that is how we understand the AI economy, not by asking only which jobs disappear, but by asking what new systems appear when production becomes intelligent. And actually, when it comes to manufacturing, we can see the explosion of of manufacturing as a service and of micro factories all over the place. And therefore, we're not going to see the loss of jobs. Actually, we're going to see the increase of jobs, because there will be factories, macro factories, almost in every city, servicing very local markets. And that's something that's important to take into consideration. Now, if this got you thinking, please leave a comment. I read everything. I would love to know what you think will change first in manufacturing. Is it customization, local production, robots, quality control, or maybe something else? Maybe something that I didn't touch upon in this video. Now, with that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.